Following is a presentation on usability testing on Crystal Inn by Philip Molinax. Crystal Inn is a local area hotel chain. They're in 5 states and have 8 hotels. This is a picture of a screenshot of their homepage, as well as you can see the web address at the top. As you can see, the homepage is simple to the point of being too simple, and doesn't make really good use of the screen. As you can see, a lot of negative space on the right hand side of the screen. It's adequate, but not a lot there. We'll go into that in a little greater depth. The 3 subjects that we're going to be using for this test are Lindsay Long, Frank Lozano, and Melinda Jansen. Lindsay Long is a housewife, mother of 2. She's in her 30s. She uses the internet about 20 hours a week, primarily for social media, keeping with friends, and a little bit of shopping. Does a lot of research online as well. Frank Lozano, single father, mid-40s, works in an office, uses the internet a lot, 60 hours a week. 60% of that is on the job, and then other than that, he uses the internet for social and keeping up with sports. Melinda Jansen, wife and mother in her 50s. She's a real estate agent. 60 hours a week of work, hour a week of internet usage. 50% of it's for the on the job, and then pretty well split up between social, blogs, and email. Testing for this, we're going to prep each tester. So give them, show them the website, let them know what's going on, what the information is going to be used for, how the test will be performed. Test performs each of the 3 tasks. Test subjects were observed while taking the test. I observed them as they went through this. And then at the end, data compiled and analyzed. Usability testing goals. Finding availability of rooms, booking a room, finding is test 1. Finding information on promotions or deals is test 2. And then finding locations is test 3. So if we look at Lindsay's test, she booked at the Midville location for May 25th to the 27th. It was easy to do. I mean, fairly straightforward. On that test, she was frustrated that when she put was going to put the checkout date into in the field to do the search, that it defaulted to today's date instead of at least defaulting to the specified check-in date. So she had to kind of start from the beginning. So she had to go through the calendar again. Just kind of a pain and take some time. So the romance package on the deals and promotions, she chose to click through on the romance package that was listed on the homepage, and it took her to ski packages. So missing information, and it turns out that some of the links were broken and didn't work correctly. So that was just unusable. Shouldn't have been on the homepage if it's not going to have information there. And then on the third one of finding locations, she found that finding the locations for her took too many clicks to find the information, and just wasn't laid out very well. Again, missing information. And then she did find out some out-of-date information on that Midville location. Like the local hospital is no longer there. A new one's been built, that kind of thing. Frank Lozano's test. He booked a king room in January, just a few weeks from now, and he had no problems. Didn't really have any complaints. He picked on the deals section, deals and promotion. He looked through and found the ski package that he was looking for. So as far as the ski package went, he had no problem. Took him right to 3 different packages that he could get. And then he liked the location finder because it was powered by Google Maps, so that he knew exactly where it was at. He could look at the map. Frank also mentioned that the homepage lacked main navigation bar. So once you get off the homepage, the homepage doesn't really have a really strong defined navigation bar. And then once you're off their homepage, you have to go back to the back button, the home button, to view anything, and you can't jump from page to page like there. The other thing that he found frustrating is when he was looking at the ski packages, for him and his daughter, he could not book the ski package online. You had to call in, and so he kind of felt that was kind of, that was, not really usable on an online function. Melinda Jansen, she booked a king room in St. George the last week in January. She could not find the romance package. I mean, so with that one, she, that was pretty easy. Again, she had the same comment of when booking the room, putting the second date in, it didn't start with the first date. So again, just kind of made it a little bit tough. She couldn't find anything on the romance package, the one that she was interested in. And again, she just had a hard time finding anything on special offers. She liked the fact that she got on the third task using the maps. Looking for location. She liked again that she could get step-by-step location driving instructions from where she lives in Salt Lake to St. George, so she knew exactly how to get there. So she liked that and found it convenient. Website overview. The website is very simple, almost too simple. It's not super inviting. If you're going on the website because you're staying at a Crystal Inn, it's adequate. If you're looking and shopping around hotels, there's not a lot there to keep someone on the page. Navigation is very much lacking. There's not a really strong defined navigation bar up top. So that made it a little bit tricky. And then the broken links and missing information, again, causes some usability issues. The site is simple and straightforward. I mean, you go on and the first thing you're hit with is, availability and book a room. So it's easy to get down to business. And makes that really, really simple. The finding locations, once you get to that page, on locations, it does make it very simple. Again, powered by Google Maps. So, you can look it up, any way you want and get that information. The 3 biggest usability issues: missing or broken links. Again, like the romance deal. If it's going to be on the homepage and something that you're going to advertise, you really should have some information there. Location description missing from the booking page. So it was really unclear. So like the Mid-Valley, Utah one is actually Midvale. And so didn't, is it, where exactly is it at? Is it Midvale? Is it Murray? Is it in Kearns? So a little more description there would have been made things a lot easier. And then on the checkout defaults to today and not the check-in date. Again, so you kind of have to start all the way over. So if you're booking this for any time in the future, you're going to have to go through the calendar a couple times, and it makes it an issue. Recommendations. Big thing: add a main navigation bar, top of the page, prominent location, make it simple, easy to understand, and keep that as the base navigation on all your pages. Again, fix that navigation, that feature on the booking tool, so that you don't have to start from today's date to book your checkout date. Have it default to the check-in date. Make it a lot easier to use. So with either remove the romance and attractions hot deals and not have and only have a hot deals tab, or add the details. Make it either have the information there or don't have the information there. Redesign the homepage and site to be more inviting and friendly. Make better use of the screen. Take into consideration the full screen and how it's going to look. It's going to make a huge impact. Updated information, brighter, funner colors. Maybe they do have a few pictures of the hotels. Make them bigger, brighter. Maybe show rooms and different things. Just a better presentation and an updated website. It seemed fairly old and not very updated. Another recommendation would be add an email sign up for deals. If you are going to try to do deals, and I know with Crystal Inn, it's a local hotel. It really tries to get that local business. If you're, for families that mom and dad need a night away, Crystal Inn's a great place to go, with amenities, and it's close to home and what have you. They run a lot of TV advertisements that way, but it just doesn't really translate to the website at all. So by adding an email for a sign up, you can keep in touch with people that are interested and let them know what deals you're running. Testing recommendation, definitely think a larger group would be good. not a lot. I mean, most of them found the same things with the site, so maybe using double the amount of people would have been helpful. Tests for tablet or mobile usage, because they do really try to get the local business having it someplace. If someone's looking for a hotel room on the go, they can get that information, or just the convenience of having a tablet. So that type of testing could be really good as well. And then the other big thing is, once adjustments are made, retest and have one. I would probably do testing with just regular consumers and see how they feel, and then use some trained professionals on website usability and website design to kind of go through there. Anyway, thank you for staying with me through the presentation. I hope that answers all your questions and kind of gives you an idea of the usability successes and issues of the Crystal Inn website for the Crystal Inns in the Utah and surrounding area.